Hey guys, this is going to be a regular vlog, not a storytime vlog. Storytime vlogs will have the word storytime in the title. I know it's pretty complicated, but we'll get through it. We'll get through it. Apologize for cuts on my face. I just shaved, and I suck at shaving. So, yeah. But this vlog-arena is going to be about the games that I've been playing. We're going to talk about Fallout 4 Survival Mode. We're going to talk about Overwatch, and we're going to talk about Uncharted 4. Important to note that I'm going to talk about Fallout 4 Survival Mode like you know what Fallout 4 Survival Mode is. So if you don't, you can just Google it real quick. I just recorded this vlog and was explaining like every part of Fallout 4 Survival Mode, and it ended up being 25 minutes because of that. And like 10 minutes of it was me trying to explain every single thing about Fallout 4 Survival Mode. So I'm gonna assume that you know what it is, okay? Okay. There won't be any spoilers for Uncharted 4. Don't worry, I'm not a dick. So, we'll talk about Fallout 4 Survival Mode right now. I haven't played Fallout 4 in quite a while. I haven't played it since my last video on it, which was a while ago. This is probably like 3 months ago or something like that. Yes, that Let's Play is still going. But it's currently on pause because, well, one, we were playing Life is Strange. Two, the moving stuff, which is obviously an issue. So, I've been playing Fallout 4 Survival Mode because that just came out in May, sometime in May, and it interested me because I liked the hardcore survival mode in New Vegas. So, I've started to play it, and I'm enjoying it quite a bit, surprisingly. The main reason that I'm liking it is because Fallout has never been a survival game to me. Fallout, much like Elder Scrolls, has always been an action RPG to me. And Fallout 4 felt, like you can see in my review of it, it felt a lot more like action. Like, action in caps, RPG in like little teeny letters. It felt like an action game, not a survival game at all. And so survival mode has actually helped it feel a lot like a survival game, which I guess is what you should expect from it being called survival mode. The fact that your carry weight capacity is so low, and you take so much damage, and ammo has weight, makes it feel like I need to think about every single engagement that I get in. I need to make sure I have cover. I need to make sure I land that first shot and that it's a headshot. I need to conserve my ammo. And it's added a really interesting mechanic through the saving, which my problem with Fallout 4 Survival Mode is the saving mechanic, because some people will love this, some people will hate this. The fact that survival mode is made for people who have a lot of time. Survival mode is not made for somebody like me, who I don't have a lot of time to play games. I have time to, play a couple games of Overwatch, which are like 5 to 10 minutes. I don't have time to sit down and play a game for, 4 or 5 hours. It's very rare that I have time to do that. And so, survival mode isn't really made for me, because the entire thing about survival mode is you have the adrenaline perk, which, like I said, I'm not going to explain everything, but you have the adrenaline perk, and you always want that to keep going, because you always want that damage boost. And you're at a severe disadvantage if you don't have that damage boost, which means that you don't want to sleep. But since you don't want to sleep, you don't want to save. So it's best for you to play the game for a long period of time, because then you can get a lot of stuff done with adrenaline, and, you don't have to be constantly going to sleep and constantly losing your adrenaline. And so the entire premise of survival mode is to play for long periods of time, and that's not really something that I can do with my current schedule, unfortunately. But when I have had time to play it, it is very enjoyable. It creates this really interesting game of you go to Sanctuary, you set up your settlement, and then you kind of clear out all the areas around Sanctuary until you feel prepared both with you feel like you have enough equipment and you have enough water and you have enough food and you have enough ammo and you have enough levels where you feel confident that you can then start moving south closer and closer to Diamond City. But you can't do it in one go. Or if you actually do manage to do it in one go, you're being really, really risky because if you end up dying, you're all the way back to Sanctuary. And so it creates this interesting game where you're kind of moving in blocks, you'll get a settlement or clear around it, then you'll move down, find another settlement a bit lower on the map, clear around it, and you keep doing that. And you keep doing that repeatedly until you have the map and you have these, stations, these safe houses, basically. And it's really interesting. And I'm actually really enjoying it. I feel like it lends a lot to the combat because you couldn't really start a game like you saw in my Let's Play where I tried to start the game on very hard difficulty. You can't really do that because enemies are doing 2 times damage to you and you're doing 50% damage to them. So early on in the game, that's not really possible because you're just not doing enough damage and your fights are lasting 10 years. Like in my Let's Play, there were fights that were lasting 2 or 3 episodes because it took 30 bullets to kill somebody. So I am really enjoying that, and I recommend it to you guys if you have time. You haven't played Fallout 4 in a while like me, I recommend it. Just go give Fallout 4 a visit. It changes the way that you think about the game and think about engagements and fighting and stuff like that. And I'm enjoying it quite a bit. What else am I enjoying? Well, Overwatch. Overwatch is fantastic. Some people are saying it's overhyped. Some people are saying it's not worth $40. Everybody's free to their opinion. I think most of the people who say that it's overhyped haven't played it, or they've barely played it. It's really fun. I'm personally getting annoyed at myself, though, while I'm playing it, just because I'm somebody who's really good at first-person shooters. I come from a competitive background when it comes to gaming. I've went to actual competitions, won money, won prizes for playing video games before. And I do consider myself a, certainly above average gamer when it comes to first-person shooters and stuff like that. And, you play me in Counter-Strike or something, people are always calling me hackers in Counter-Strike, or calling me a hacker in Counter-Strike because I'm always getting headshots, and, I hear somebody behind me, I do a quick 180, headshot them in like a second, and end up, getting kicked or something because people think I'm hacking. Because I just have the muscle memory and I'm just really, really used to it. And so I pride myself on being good, and I play games to win. Like, if I'm playing a competitive game, I'm playing to win. It's not, some people say, oh, just play for fun. I do play for fun. It's fun for me when I win. It's not fun for me if I'm losing. And so I'm playing to win when I'm playing games. And Overwatch being a team-based first-person shooter, I figured, alright, 1, I'm going to be playing to win. 2, I'm going to be really good at this game. But it turns out I'm not really good at the game at all. And it's really frustrating to me because I have such a traditional mindset, I'm so used to, alright, I know how many bullets it's going to take to kill people. I know where their head's going to be when they're crossing around a corner. I know how fast they're going to be moving. And in Overwatch, the game's just like, nope, you have no idea, because every single character is so different from each other that you're not really sure what's coming around that corner. You have no idea where its head's gonna be. It could be a monkey, it could be a time-traveling British girl, it could be a freaking robot, monk dude. You have no idea. And so it's impossible for you to play it like a normal first-person shooter, which is what I'm trying to do because I have this traditional mindset from, over a decade of playing traditional shooters, whether it's Call of Duty or Battlefield or Counter-Strike. And so it's really frustrating me because my brain kind of just keeps derping out on me when I'm playing. Like, I'll be playing and, I'll be looking head level where I think head level is, and I'll get a couple headshots or something. I'll be playing Widowmaker. This is a good example. As I was playing Widowmaker, I was up on a hill, or I was up on a building, and I was sniping down on people. And so I get 2 headshots. I'm feeling real proud of myself. And then all of a sudden, this cyborg ninja freaking dashes up to me. And I'm like, oh crap, what am I gonna do? Like, he's super fast. And so I'm like freaking out trying to shoot him. And meanwhile, he's doing all these freaking double jumps. He's throwing shurikens at me. He's a freaking robot ninja, dude. He's doing double jumps. He's climbing up walls. He's deflecting my bullets. He's like deflecting my bullets with his katana. And my brain just derps the hell out, and I'm just like, what the hell am I supposed to do against a cyborg ninja, dude? I have no idea. And so it's stuff like that where I'll be expecting something, and then all of a sudden there's a giant monkey jumping at me, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? And so that's my issue with Overwatch, is that I'm not good at it. That's my only issue with Overwatch, is that I'm not good at it, and so I'm getting frustrated at myself. I'm just like, why? Why am I so bad? I'm not used to being bad at video games, and I'm not bad at Overwatch. I'm dramatizing, but I'm not great at Overwatch, and that's what I'm not used to. And so it's killing me. It's driving me crazy. But the game is still really, really fun. Even when I'm losing, I'm usually having fun. Except for when I'm just getting pissed off at myself, which happens a bit. Anne McCree is currently really, really overpowered, and that's really annoying as well. But I'm not going to get into that, because last time I got into a tangent on that, and it ended up being a 25-minute long vlog. So, to round it out, I'll talk about Uncharted 4. I redboxed Uncharted 4. It came out on, May 10th, I believe. I redboxed it, did all my homework in advance for 4 days, so I wasn't going to have any work for 4 days. And I was like, okay, I got 4 days to play this game. It ended up being $3 a day if you get a game at Redbox. So I was like, alright, I'm going to beat it in 1 day. Played the game for about 8 hours, which is a lot for me. 8 hours in one session, and then was like, I can't do this. I can't play anymore. I can't, overnight this game. Because I was too tired. And so I ended up going to sleep like an old man, waking up, and then finishing the game. It took me around 15 hours. I beat it in 2 sessions, which is a ton for me, like I said. And yeah, it's interesting because it feels like they took Uncharted. They took the most serious Uncharted game, and then they combined it with The Last of Us. Uncharted 4 feels so much like The Last of Us that at first it's strange, because it's not as funny, it's a lot slower, and you're just kind of confused, and you're like, what is this? What am I playing right now? Is this Uncharted? Is this The Last of Us 2? What is this? But then as you're playing the game, you realize that there's a reason. Of course, like I said, no spoilers, but you realize that this is the last Uncharted game. And so it has to have a more serious tone. Because Nathan is old, dude. He is old in this game. Of course, not super old, but comparative to me, he's old, He's in his 40s. And he's old. And he's... It's funny because I always think of Nathan in this game like Sully in the other games, where he's like, I'm too old for this shit. And so it's interesting because as you're playing the game, there is still humor, there is still levity, There's still those great relationships between characters, but it does have a more serious tone to it, and the action even is a bit more serious, and it ends up. I don't want to talk about any spoilers, but it ends up being a good conclusion to Nathan Drake's storyline. It ends up being a good conclusion. I do recommend it. I still feel like if you haven't played the Uncharted games and you have a PlayStation 4 or even a PlayStation 3, why? Like, why haven't you played them? They're really, really good. My rating for them would probably go Uncharted 3. I liked Uncharted 3 more than Uncharted 2, which is pretty goddamn controversial. I know. But I'd probably go Uncharted 3, Uncharted 2, Uncharted 4, Uncharted 1. Uncharted 1 doesn't hold up as well. Even after playing the remaster version, it just doesn't hold up as well just because the action isn't as good. The twist in it is just a little weird. And the platforming has some really annoying camera angles still. But I do recommend the Uncharted games, and especially The Last of Us, even though that's not an Uncharted game, but I do definitely recommend that as well. And the Nathan Drake collection, or whatever it's called, the remaster versions of Uncharted 1 through 3, that actually was my game of the year last year. When I was talking about my game of the year, that was my game of the year, because it was so good. And it was just so good revisiting the characters. And so, don't go into Uncharted 4 expecting it to be as funny as the previous games. Go into it emotionally prepared for... I went in with emotionally prepared for the worst possible conclusion. And ended up walking away being like, that was really good. That was really good. So... don't go in expecting it to be super happy. You don't have to go in expecting it to be terrible, but just go in, with realistic expectations that this is the last game. And enjoy every single minute of it, because it's not very often that we get a work of art like Uncharted 4. It's really good. I think that the storyline, like the actual treasure that you're going for, is the most interesting treasure out of all of the games. And that's because it's a pirate treasure, dude! Pirates are sweet. Treasure is sweet. Pirate treasure is extra sweet. But yeah, that's about all I wanted to talk about. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Hopefully nobody got too triggered by my last vlog-arena that was the storytime vlog. It's all in satire. It's all in good fun. It's all in comedic... I don't know what I was going to say. It's all for comedy. It's all for comedy's sake. I do mean it, but I'll deny that I mean it if anybody gets too triggered. But yeah, have a fantastic day, everybody. I do appreciate y'all. Appreciate ya. Love ya. Papa bless. And I will see you in the future. Bye.